So let me guess. You spent hours making slides, picked the perfect outfit, and hosted a webinar to crickets. No clients, just compliments. Let me tell you, I have been there, done that. If webinars aren't working for you, there's a reason. And it's probably because you're trying to build a consulting business with coaching strategies. Hey friends, if you're new here, my name is Brianca Kirkman and I am a personal branding and marketing strategist. I specialize in helping professional women pivot into corporate consulting by transforming their corporate skills and expertise into profitable consulting offers and landing their first or next client in 90 days. Subscribe to my channel for weekly tips, strategies, and sustainable systems to help you pivot from corporate employee to corporate consultant. By the end of this video, you'll understand whether webinars even belong in your marketing strategy, and you'll learn simple strategies that you can use instead to start attracting real high-paying consulting clients. If you're ready to turn your corporate expertise and skills into a profitable consulting business, but you're not sure where to start, download my Make Them Remember You guide. It's a quick start guide to monetizing your expertise and landing your first or next client with an in-demand premium consultant offer that you will actually feel confident selling. The link is down below. All right, so let's get into it. Here is why webinars often flop when you're trying to land consulting clients. And here's what I want you to do instead. So number one, consulting buyers need conversation and not just content. So coaching clients are often sold on inspiration, but consulting clients are sold on strategy, results, execution, proven processes, referrals, people who can back up what you say you can do. They need to not just trust you and like you and all these things, but they also need to believe that you are competent and skilled and will take them to their desired transformation. You can't just teach a webinar and expect that decision makers are going to slide into your DMs. That's number one, not even how they work for the most part. You might experience that here and there with LinkedIn, but it's not exactly a sustainable strategy because when you think about webinars, a lot of times these decision makers are not even showing up for those webinars, depending on who your ideal client is. So when you're thinking about how you want to get in front of your client, you have to think about who they are. What role do they have in the organization? What are their daily priorities? Where are they showing up? How are they showing up? Are they even showing up? And when they do show up, these decision makers want to see strategy and proof. And most importantly, they want to see how you are going to solve their specific problem. And they want to see that you have a track record in doing so. And I want to keep it real here for a second, right? Your ideal client doesn't want to register for another hour-long event to maybe think about buying from you later. They want to see that you've prepared a custom solution to their problem, and they want to know that you have thought intimately about their organization, about their needs, and about how your specific framework will help and support them in accomplishing the transformation that they are looking for. Number two, webinars are too one-size-fits-all for consulting. If you watched any of my videos, I always say that marketing is not one-size-fits-all, and this really applies when it comes to consulting. Most webinars are structured for a coaching model. You teach a little bit, you inspire, and then you sell a course, right? But consulting requires a more tailored, bespoke approach. Your consulting clients, while you are going to have a framework, a signature series of steps that you walk through, your consulting clients are going to feel like they are the only people who have this specific problem. And so you need to be able to overlay your framework onto their problem to deliver a specific result or a specific solution. Your consulting clients are coming from corporate, so they want to know that you understand their industry, their goals, and their barriers. And that's going to be hard to translate in a generic webinar pitch where you're speaking broadly. You're speaking to all of the different problems that someone can face. In consulting, your decision makers are looking to see that you have diagnosed their problem and that you are providing a remedy to it, a solution to it, to their specific thing. And so it's hard to do that if you're on a webinar with 30 or 50 decision makers who all feel like they have very different needs or very different wants, different budgets, different key stakeholders, things like that. And all of these different elements need to be accounted for in your pitch and in the solution that you are saying that you're going to provide to them. In Clarity to Coins, I teach my clients how to create personalized outreach and content strategies that feel like solutions, not just sales tactics. That's how you land a $5,000 client without even hosting a single event. And the truth is that you don't need to host webinars as a consultant client. What you need to do is get your solutions, your framework, your skills, and your expertise in front of the decision maker so that way they can see you as the person that they need to hire. They may not even be yet at the stage where they are looking for someone to solve this specific need. And if they are, they might be doing open RFP processes or things like that. And so in that case, it's better for you if you can come in with a solution before they are even really publicly putting it out there that they're looking for someone, because at that point you're going to be competing amongst hundreds, maybe even thousands of other consultants. And so you want to make sure that you have a strategy and approach to position yourself as the only one who can solve their specific problem. And it's very hard to do that with a webinar. Okay, so tell me in the comments, have you ever hosted a webinar? And if you have, did it bring you clients or was it crickets? Be honest and let me know in the comments because I want to hear the tea. Number 3, high ticket consulting requires positioning, not just like performance and posting. Webinars rely a lot on presentation skills, and obviously you'll need those when it's time for you to pitch your consultant clients, but your consulting clients are going to be buying based on positioning. Do they see you as the number one person who can solve their problem? They want to know, are you the go-to expert in this space? Who have you worked with? How have you delivered results? How are you going to deliver results for them? And then what is the ultimate transformation going to be for them? Can you solve a problem that they would pay good money to make go away or to optimize or to make more efficient? If you're leading with here's how I got started, number 1, they don't really care. They want to know, like, how are you going to help them streamline their operations? How are you going to save them time or increase money, increase their ROI? They're looking for real results that you can pin to say, this is how my framework or this is how my offer is going to support you. And if you're not able to do that, you're going to lose that contract. And again, back to the idea of webinars, it's really hard to do that specifically inside of a webinar. And then number 4, I want to talk a little bit about what you can do instead of hosting webinars. So number 1, you can build an authority ecosystem. And basically what this means is that you're using content, you're using SEO, you're probably even using social media or ads, networking events, things like that to position you as the expert. And these are all going to point back to your website. So this could be case studies, blogs, posts on Substack, things like that, answering questions or providing solutions to problems that your decision makers are looking for. Now, they might Google very generic questions related to your expertise. And so you want to make sure that you're tailoring the content to what they're looking for, not what you know about your topic. Another way to get in front of your decision makers without hosting a webinar is to show up at the events that they are at. Are they attending industry conferences? Are they attending networking events? Are they a part of any organizations, sororities, fraternities? Are they a part of any clubs or societies or things like that? How can you increase your circle of influence so that way you can be in their ether? So that way you can be mentioned in rooms that you may not even be in, but someone in that room knows of you and they know of your expertise. They know what you provide and they're able to recommend you or recommend your company for those results. You want to build up your Rolodex, right? It's such an old term, but you want to build up your Rolodex of contacts. You want to build up the number of people that you have in an organization that you can connect with to help you close those deals or get in front of those decision makers. And you want to start with real conversations. So you don't want to start with a sale. You might send personalized messages or host demonstrations. You might hop on quick connection calls or discovery calls that feel more like coffee chats than they do a sales call, right? You don't want to come off the bat and immediately start pitching. You want to build a rapport and a relationship with the decision makers that you are targeting. One of the ways that I help my clients do this in Clarity to Coins is that we start with a hot 25, which is basically a list of 25 organizations that you think your service or your offer would be a good fit for. And then from there, we start doing research. Who are the decision makers? Who else in that organization could connect us to the decision makers? Do we have any things in common? Are we a part of any of the same organizations or networking communities, things like that? And then we start to send out warm touches. In Clarity to Coins, it's important to me that we ditch the one size fits all approach. And instead, I want to help you create a client attraction system that works for you, not against you, right? A lot of people come into Clarity to Coins and they're uncomfortable with the idea of pitching. They're uncomfortable with the idea of selling. But when you begin to look at it as building a relationship, being a genuinely good person, having integrity, starting a conversation, remembering things about people, checking in on them and things like that. And when you begin to understand that sales are a long game, it makes this process much easier and it allows you to have a more tailored, laser focused approach versus trying to cast your net so wide and hoping that a fish will bite, right? This approach allows you to be more strategic. If you're done trying to sell through slides and you want a real strategy for landing consultant clients, take the first step and download Make Them Remember You. It's a quick start guide designed to help you monetize your expertise and land your first or next client without begging people to watch your webinar or sign up for your webinar, things like that. Like, you're going to learn a very simple, a very sustainable process to begin to go down that pathway of consulting. And before you head out, don't forget to drop your answer in the comments. Have you ever hosted a webinar before? And if you did it lead to crickets or to clients? Let me know in the comments. I really love to hear from you. Until next time, I want you to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more weekly insights into building a corporate consulting business. I share weekly videos filled with simple strategies, sustainable systems, and actual support that you can use as you embark on your journey of pivoting from corporate employee to corporate consultant. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye.